What up?
How is everybody? That's good.
I don't know. How are they? Hello, this is Elder Harmon.
And Elder Walker.
Yep. Alrighty, well, today is September 25th, 2017.
Nice.
Coming at you live from Wenatchee.
Wenatchee is so fun. We had a killer week this week. Yeah, super good week. What happened this week, Elder?
What happened this week, you ask?
Yeah.
Well, this week, we... I don't even know, Elder. Let me just take a look at my handy dandy planner.
Wow, there's that your face on the back of your planner with a bunch of girls surrounding your face?
Elder, I believe it is the planner cover that you made for me, yes.
Nice.
Okay, first things first on the agenda to talk about. Tuesday, last week, was a good day.
Good day.
We had... as you know, last weekend, the Reynosos, which, by the way, it's not... Their names are not the Reynosa family. It's Reynoso family. Apparently, we had been lied to. And the missionaries and the members, since December, thought that their last name was Reynosa, but it's Reynoso. Anyway, on Tuesday... last week they had a really rough week with their whole thing with Erica's husband. We didn't know for sure. We had faith, and we were hoping that the interviews for their baptism would still go through and that they would still be baptized, but we weren't sure. But Tuesday morning we texted Erica, and we said, "Hey Erica, we hope that you are having a good day today, and we were just wondering if you still wanted to have your baptismal interviews tonight." And she said, "Yes, of course!" !
Emphasis on the exclamation mark. She never sends exclamation marks. Points.
Yeah, when she talks to us, she doesn't show much emotion. The only time she does show emotion is when she's yelling at her children. But...
Making her sound like a terrible person, Elder.
She's not a terrible person. She just has a crazy child.
Yeah. Hurricane Jr.
Hurricane Jr. That's the nickname she gave him. Anyway, so Erica was like, yes. So we go Tuesday night. We had their interviews. Elder Fordham, our district leader, also my former companion, interviewed them, and they went super well, and then they were all ready for baptism.
We got to babysit Junior for the whole time, and at one point we took him into the gym, and he ran up and down the court about 25 times, and he didn't get tired.
He's 3.
Yeah, he's 3, and he just kept running. And at one point, he stopped running and he was breathing really hard. He's like, I don't feel so good. And then immediately started running again.
And then he'd stop and be like, oh gosh, I'm out of breath. And then he'd run again.
If a hurricane was put into a 3-year-old body, he'd be Junior.
Nice. I was just gonna make a hurricane joke, but there's been a lot of hurricanes in the world, so we probably shouldn't make a joke about it.
Dang it.
Yeah.
Now you made me feel bad.
Moment of silence for all the people who've been in the hurricanes. All right, we're back. Yeah, so Tuesday was super good. The interviews went really well, and they were all super excited for their baptisms. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday we had district meetings. Just a side note, they were all super good.
Yeah, we talked about... What did we talk about? OAMs? Yeah, we talked about talking with everybody and how we can be normal human beings when we're tracting instead of being robots, and it was super good. And it was really cool to see all our new little missionaries role-playing and figuring out how to be missionaries. So it was really good. And it made this week go by really fast because that's 3 meetings that were an hour and a half long.
In a row.
Yeah.
Well... Not on the same day, but 3 days in a row.
Yeah. It was sweet, though. It was good.
Do we have exchanges with anyone this past week?
Yeah. I want to exchange with Adam McClellan.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I want to exchange with Adam McClellan this week, who's in his second transfer, so he's still pretty new. But one of the quotes from the week happened on exchanges.
Yes.
There were lots of quotes of the week, but we were teaching an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old who tell a really long story. They really need the gospel, and they were teaching them the gospel. And so we were talking about prophets, and the 8-year-old asked us if all the prophets were Mormons. And so we said, we're like, yeah, all the prophets were Mormons, exactly. And then the 6-year-old says, oh, I know another prophet. We're like, who is it? He says, John. John was a prophet. He was a Baptist.
Oh, children. So wise. So wise. Oh, yeah, that happened on exchanges. I was with Elder Nielsen, Elder McClellan's companion. He is super funny. He has a lot of interesting opinions about a lot of different things, but he is a funny guy. He doesn't take crap from anybody. It's pretty funny. Pretty much, that's everything that happened. So let's move on to the big news, Elder. What happened on Saturday? Like around 7:30ish?
We got back to the church after running home and getting the baptismal record.
Oh yeah, that's right, yeah.
And why did we have to get a baptismal record?
Because we got to the church for the Reynoso's baptism, and we then realized that we didn't have their baptismal records, which needed the name of an elder who was baptizing 2 of them, who is not serving in Wenatchee, and we needed him to sign it.
Or we thought we needed him to sign it.
Thought we did. So we quickly ran home. We left the church around 7:10. Mind you, the baptism was supposed to start at 7:30. Run home, get the records, come back. The baptism happens. Find out we don't even need his signature. We could have just written out his name ourselves. So, totally added extra stress for no reason, but we're going to back up a little bit and tell you about the baptism.
Or fast forward a little bit, because the baptism happened after that.
Both, because I just talked about how we figured out that we didn't need his signature.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. So, a family of 4 that we are teaching entered the waters of baptism. And it was super cool, because we've worked really hard with them for a really long time. They've been being taught since December. And it was really cool. Elder Harmon and I got to baptize. We each got to baptize 1 member of the family, and then Elder Palacios, the elder that came back, got to baptize 2. And it was super cool.
He's the one that found them.
Yeah. It was really cool, and it was really, really spiritual, and they just looked really happy after. They looked so happy. And to quote Brian, the 14-year-old son, as we asked him how he felt, he said, I'm feeling so many emotions right now. I don't like it. I just want to go to bed.
So, Brandy is the 15-year-old daughter. She went first. Elder Palacios baptized her. And then Julian, who is 9, went second, and Elder Palacios baptized him. And while Julian was walking to go into the font with Elder Palacios, it was silent in the room, and everyone was being really quiet and respectful. And then good old classic Brian just says very loudly, "Don't drown," while Julian was going into the font. That is just a classic Brian quote. That's just so Brian. But anyway, Brian's super cool. So then I baptized Brian, and then Elder Walker baptized Erica. And it was super awesome.
Yeah.
So we got changed, we were talking with them, and they were just like, Julian and Brian in the changing room were just super happy, just like joking around and stuff. And anyway, it was super, super cool. Then, yesterday at church, we were... Gosh. We were waiting for sacrament to start after all of our classes had ended, and we saw Brian in the hallway, and he walked up to us, and he was oh gosh, he was just so happy. He was just smiling, the biggest smile. And Brian usually is just like, he just looks like he just wants to go lay down and play video games and not do anything else. But he looked very, very happy, and he was just had the huge, just the biggest smile.
He just walked up to us and didn't say anything. He just walked up and stared at us and smiled.
And then started laughing. He was just looking at us, smiling and laughing, and we were just looking at him for a good time. It was a good while. We were just like looking at him, and he was looking at us, and he was just laughing his head off. And we're like, Brian, what is so funny? And he's like, I don't know. I don't know why I'm laughing. I'm just laughing. I don't know why. We were just like, oh gosh. It was so funny.
So funny. And then real quick, we were confirming them, on Sunday.
Oh, man.
And first off, they're going to be a missionary family. All of their blessings, all their confirmations were about missionary work, which is cool. But when did Brian get confirmed last?
Yeah.
So I got to confirm Erica and Brandy, and then Elder Harmon confirmed Julian and Brian. And after we finished confirming Julian, Brian was the last one. We say amen. And we look around, and Brian's nowhere. He's not even in the same room as
Brian just left the chapel. He totally just left.
And so Erica's like, Julian, go find Brian. So he like runs down off of the podium and everything, and he goes and looks for him
in the middle of sacrament.
And Brian just like slowly just like walks back into the chapel, and his brother tells him, "Hey Brian, it's your turn." He's like, "Oh, okay." And then slowly walks up to the front and sits down like nothing happened.
Brian is hilarious because all he wants to do usually is just literally just play video games and sleep. He had to take his brother, the 3-year-old junior, the hurricane, to the bathroom, so that's why he left. But he left middle of the prayer. It was funny. And then also when we were walking up to the stand to go up and do their confirmations, I was sitting by him and the family. Elder Walker was up on the stand to bless the sacrament, and he leans over to me. He's like, "Hey, what is this?" While we're like walking up to the stand to have their confirmations, I was like, "This is where you're gonna get the Holy Ghost, Brian." He's like, "Oh, okay, cool." It was so funny.
Good old Brian. In other news, I finished the Book of Mormon in Spanish.
Nice. Also, I'm trying to finish the Book of Mormon before I go home again, and I have to read 16 pages a day if I want to do that, so I pretty much have to go super hard. So, we love you all. This recording's really long. We have to go or else we won't be able to send it.
Love you. Bye.
Love y'all.